Hey learner, this is Nilesh. So in this video, we are started the advanced Python playlist. So our first concept is that the OOPS concept in a Python. So we are discussing about all the OOPS related concept in this video. So first we see that what is the OOPS. So OOPS is not a programming language. It is the one of the model which is used to develop a code in a Python. So definition is that it is a programming language model organized around the object rather than action and data rather than logic. So this concept is a very popular and famous in IT industry. If you talk about the large scale application projects, then we need to do the application by using the classes and objects. So what is the class? Python class is a group of attributes and the methods. So what is the attribute? Attribute represented by variables that contain the data, and the methods which perform an action or a task, and it is very similar to a function. Then object. So it is a class type variable or a class instance. To use the class, we should create an object to the class. By using the object, we can access all the properties of that class. Instance creation represents the allocating the memory necessary to store the actual data of variables. Each time you create an object of a class, a copy of each variable defined in the class is created. So in other words, we can say that each object of a class has its own copy of a data member defined in the class. So if you consider an example in a real world, so if I want to do some programming, then I will need the laptop. If I want to record a video, then I will need a camera. So laptop, camera, these are the objects. In companies, there are the multiple employees working in. So every employee is an object, and employee work on computer or a laptop. So this laptop is again an object. So this is the object dependencies. So every object has some attributes and the behavior. Attribute is like a data or properties. So real example is that my height, age, name is like attribute or a property. Then what is the behavior? I am talking, I am walking, I am jumping, I am crying, dancing. These are the behavior. So if you want to define a behavior, then we will need to define a method. So not a new concept. So function in object oriented programming. So it is called as a method. So we are going to the Jupyter notebook. So see that how to define a class. So this is the class keyword. So this is test is my class name, and inside this we just use attribute, for example a equal to 10. So if you want to access the attribute a in our program, then we need to create an object of this class. So obj equal to test. So obj is my object name. Okay, and if you want to print the value of a, then by using this object we print this property name or the attribute name a. So run, this is my output. So just zoom in this size. Okay. So a equal to 10. This is my attribute or members or variables, and a equal to 10 is a member of this class or attribute of this class or a variable of this class. And if you want to print this is the attribute, then we need to create an object. So obj is my object name. So we create the object of this class and print the value of a by using this object. Now, if there are the many attributes defined inside this class, for example, b equal to 20, c equal to 30, and if you want to print all these property, then you copy paste this code and print the every attribute by using the object. So this is the output 10, 20 and 30. So let's see the another example for the member function. So class, again test is my class name, and here we define a one attribute, for example a equal to 10, and we define a one function or a method. Def display is my function name, and it require a one parameter self, and here we print a one message display call. So in this class there are two properties. First one is my attribute name and second one is my method name. So if you want to display the property defined inside this class, again we need to create an object of this class. So now t is my object. So t dot display. So here display function is executed. Display call, this is the message. And if you want to print the value of a inside this display function, then see here display call and print the value here a. So see here when we print the value of a directly and run, so it shows an error. Why? See here name a is not defined. So Python interpreter try to find this variable, a variable is defined inside this function, but see here a is not found here. So if you want to print the value of a inside this class, then here we require the self keyword, self.a. So in class every function require a first parameter is the self name. So self.a means that this is the class variable name a. So now when we run this code, output is that display call, value is that 10. So again we are going to the PPT. See here self. So what is the self? It is a variable which refer to the current class, instance or object. So it is the default variable that contains the memory address of a current object. This variable is used to refer all the instance variable methods when we create the object of a class. The object name contains the memory location of the object. This memory location is internally passed to the self, as the self knows the memory address of the object, so we can access the variable and method of that object. And self is the first argument to the any object method, because the first argument is always the object reference. So this is the automatic whether you call it self or not. So object represent the base class name from where all the classes in Python are derived. So every class is derived from object class. So that's why everything in a Python is considered as an object. So again we are going to the Jupyter notebook. So this self. Let's see the another example which are related to the self. So for example, this is my class person, and there is one attribute name equal to Nilesh, and we define a one more function here display with parameter self, and again there is one more name here, for example technology, and when we print the value of name equal to comma name. So see here what happened when we create the object of this class and call this display function. So when we execute this code, See, the output is name equal to technology. So Python interpreter find this name variable is defined inside the current function. Now see here, inside this display, the name variable is defined. So Python interpreter got this variable and it displaying the value name equal to technology. If it is missing, we convert this line into comment. Now this line is in comment, means that this is not defined inside this function, and when we execute, again see here, this is an error, name is not defined. So if you want to display the value defined inside this class, so we required the self word, self dot name. Now Python interpreter find this value defined inside the class. So run name equal to Nilesh. Now if both names are exist inside this class, and when we are using the self.name run, so Python interpreter print the value of name inside the class. Self.name means that class variable, and when we are using just name means that function variable. So now function variable technology is printing, run technology, and when we are using the self.name, then it print the class variable. So we go to the next point. So see here in PPT, next one is that the constructor. So Python support the special type of a method called the constructor for the initializing the instance variable of a class. A class constructor is defined is called whenever a program create an object of that class. A constructor is called only once at the time of creating an instance. If two instances are created for a class, the constructor will be called once for each instance. And the syntax is that double underscore init, double underscore opening closing bracket. So this method is used to initialize the variable. This is the special method. We do not call this method explicitly. So these are the some common rules which are related to the constructor. So going to the notebook. So see here, this is the display function. If you want to execute a display, then we need to create the object and call this display function explicitly. So constructor is like a function. So difference is that this constructor is called automatically when we create an object. So see the one example, class demo. Demo is my class name. And if you want to define a one function like constructor, then mention the function name is that double underscore init double underscore. So now this function is a constructor. And for example, we pass a one message constructor call. So when we create the object of this class and when we run, then this constructor is called automatically. So benefit is that when we create an object of this class, constructor is called automatically. So we don't need to call this function explicitly. So this is the benefit of this constructor. So if there is one more function inside this class, for example, display, print display call, and when we run this code, see only constructor is called. So this is my normal function. So if you want to execute, then we need to call this function by using the object. So object.display, now this is the output of this function. So let's see the another example. For example, this is my class person and there is one constructor init, and we define some attribute which are related to the person. Self.name equal to, for example, Nilesh. Self.age equal to 32. Self.pin code, for example, 411039. And there is one more function here, display self. Now we print all these values. So name is equal to comma self dot name. Again, age is equal to self dot age, and pin code is equal to pin code. So we create the object of this person, p equal to person. So at this line, constructor is called automatically. So inside this constructor, assign all these default values to this variable, and we print this value inside this display function. So when we execute this display function, see all these values are print here. So next one is that the function parameter inside this class. So when we pass all these values to this parameter, now see here, for example, my person name is that the ABC, age is that 40, and my pin code is that, for example, 010101 101010. Now see here, we need to pass the parameter, for example, NM, AG and PM. And instead of this value, we assign self.name equal to nm, self.age equal to ag, self.pin code equal to pm. So when we create the object at this line, object is created and constructor is calling. Which constructor? Parameterized constructor. So all these three values are goes to here, nm, ag and pm, and assign this local value to this class variable value, self.name, age, pin code, and we print this value by using this display function. So run, this is my new values. So we go to the next section. So see here, next point is that the type of a variable. So first type is that the instance variable. So these are the variable whose separate copy is created in every project. Instance variables are defined and initialized using a constructor with self parameter. So this is the instance variable. So see here, going to the Jupyter notebook. So this is my class mobile, and for example, this is a one constructor init, and inside this we assign a one model, for example Nokia, def show model, and we print here the model name, self.model. So now we create the object of this mobile and we call this the show model function. So when we create the object, then constructor is called. So inside this constructor we set the model equal to Nokia, and when we print the show model function, so see inside the show model we print the model name Nokia. So run, this is the model name Nokia. So this self.model, this property or this variable is known as the instance variable. So when we convert the any variable by using the self keyword, self dot anything, then this variable is automatically converted to instance variable. This is the another category. So to access the instance variable, we need the instance method with the self as a first parameter. Then we can access the instance variable using the syntax is that self dot variable name. So we can access the instance variable using the object name dot variable name. Instance variable are the variable whose separate copy is created in every object. If we modify the copy of the instance variable in an instance, it will not affect all the copies in the other instance. So this is the some common properties to the instance variable. Now second is that the class variable or the static variable. So these are the variable whose single copy is available to all the instance of the class. If we modify the copy of a class variable in an instance, it will affect all the copies in the other instance. So this is the second type. So going to Jupyter. See the next example. For example, this is my same another class mobile. For example, mobile price is the 20,000. This is in rupees, 20,000 INR. Okay. So here we assume this is my price, and we set a one function name in it, and this is my model name. We define another one, show model, and print model is equal to self.model, price equal to self.price. So now we create the object of this mobile, m equal to mobile, and we call the show model method. So run. Now see, this is an error. Name mobile is not defined. So see, in class m is capital, and here we need to use the m is the capital name. So this is the case sensitive. So run. So my model is Nokia and price equal to 20,000. So see the difference. This is the price. We directly assign this price to this. We directly use this value to this variable without self keyword, and here we required a self keyword. So when we define any variable directly inside this class, so this variable is known as a class variable. And if you want to convert any function variable to class variable by using the self keyword, then it is known as a instance variable. So this is the difference. Both are the class variable. So this is the directly class variable, this is the indirectly class variable. So going to the PPT. So see, there are the total 2 namespaces. So what is a namespace? It represents a memory block where names are mapped to the object. So there are 2 namespaces, class namespace and the instance namespace. So class namespace. A class maintains its own namespace known as a class namespace. In the namespace, the names are mapped to the class variable. Instance namespace. Every instance have its own namespace known as the instance namespace. So in the instance namespace, the names are mapped to the instance variable. So going to the Jupyter notebook, let's see the difference in between the namespace. So see that this is my class, for example test, and this is my class variable value equal to 10. So when we print the value by using the object test.val, now see the run, this is the 10. Okay, and when we create the object t1 equal to test and we print the value by using the object t1.val, now see again 10. Now we create the one more object t2 and t3, t2.val and t3.val, run, this is the 10. So see here, when we change this value by using the class name test.val equal to 20. So see, when we execute this code, so it was affected to all other objects. So this is the class variable. So when we change the class variable value by using the class name dot val syntax, then it is affected to all other object. Now see here again, when we create the object of this class and we change the value by using the t1 object, t1 dot val equal to 100. So see here, so it is affected only to this particular object, not the other objects. So this is the difference. So again we copy paste this code here one more time and we convert this class variable to the instance variable inside this constructor def init. Now this is my instance variable self.val equal to 10. So first see here, run. So we remove this one again. We create the object t1, t2, t3, and when we print the value of this val variable, so 10. But when we print this value by using the class name, see here, print test.val, and when we run this code, this is an error because test has no attribute val. So this val is defined inside this constructor and it is converted this variable to the class variable, but this is not a directly class variable. So when we access this variable by using class name, it shows an error. So this is not a valid syntax. So we pass this statement as in comment. So when we change this value by using the test.value attribute to the 200 and run, now it is not affected to the other object. Again, when we change this value by using the specific object equal to 300 and when we run, so it is affected to the current object, not affected to the other object. So this is the difference in between the class variable and the instance variable. So going to the PPT. So next one is that the type of methods. First type is that the instance method or the normal method. So instance method are the methods which are upon the instance variables of the class. So this method needs to know the memory addresses of the instance method which is provided through the self variable by default as the first parameter for the instance method. Means normal method is known as an instance method. So next, see here, this is my class, for example mobile, and this is my normal method show. So this method is known as a instance method. Okay, and see here in this structure, this realme, this is my instance variable, this is my instance method, and this is accessing the instance variable inside the instance method. Correct? This variable is known as an instance variable. This method is known as an instance method, and inside this instance method we access the instance variable. So this is the example. So go to the Jupyter. For example, class mobile, we define a one constructor init, and here we set again model equal to Nokia, and when we define a one more function here, show model, print the model is equal to self.model. Now when we create the object of this class, then at this line the constructor is called automatically, and by using this object we call this the show model function. So run, this is the output. So this self.model, this is the instance variable, and show model is the instance function or a method. So default function name is the instance function, and by using the self word we assign any value to this variable is a instance variable. So going to the PPT. So see, the next one is the accessor method. So accessor method is used to access or read the data of this variable. So it is known as a getter. And same is that the mutator method. So this is used to access or read and modify the data of the variable. So this is known as a setter method. So setter and getter method. So go to the Jupyter and see the one example here. So for example, this is my class mobile and this is a model variable and show model is my function name. So instead of show model, here we are using my function name is that get model, and we return this the value. Return self.model. So when we return the any variable name, so this is known as the getter method, means that the accessor method. So here we call this the get model method, and this model name is return. Return means that this value goes to the calling section. So we call this function here, okay, and we print by using the print method. Run. This is the output. Okay. And if you want to change this value, then we need to use a set model method with parameter model, and we assign this new model self.model equal to my parameter model. Now see here, when we call this the set model method and pass here the new model, for example Apple. So this model parameter model is goes to the self model function parameter and assign this model to this self.model variable. And after self model function, here we print the get model method. So run Apple. So get model is known as a accessor and the set model function is known as a mutator. Accessor get the value, mutator set the value. So this is like a getter and setter method. Okay, so now going to the PPT. So next type of method is that the class method. So this method are the method which act upon the class variable or a static variable of the class. And if you want to use the class method, then we need to use the decorator syntax by using the @ symbol, this one. Okay, so going to the Jupyter. Now let's see the one example. Class, for example, again mobile is my class name, and this is again show model is my function name, and print, for example, Realme. So when we create the object of this mobile class, and by using this object we call this the show model function and run, this is my output Realme. So this is my normal function. So if you want to convert this function to the class method, we just use the @ class method decorator, and when we run, same output without error. So after some time we discuss the difference in between these two methods. So just hold your question to that time. Okay, so let's see the another type, third one. Third one is that the static method. So again same as the class method. So instead of the class method decorator, we use the static method decorator. So it is used when some processing is related to the class but does not need the class or its instance to perform the any work. So let's see the one example. So same here, when we copy this here one more time And for example, this is my static method. So in static method, not required to pass here the self parameter. So this function is called automatically without object. Run mobile.showModel run. This is the output, realme, without object. Okay. Now let's see the difference in between these three methods: instance method, then class method, and the static method. Difference between three types. So see the first one, class D. For example, D is my class name, and we just define my function name is that the display with self parameter, and we require to pass here the two parameter x and y, print here the two values. Now we create the object of D and call this the display method with two parameter, for example 10 and 20. So when we run, this is my output. So this default method is known as the instance method, correct? So if you convert this same program to the class method, so we copy paste this program one more time here. Now here we need to use the class method decorator. Now see the difference here. So this parameter self is like a class name. Means we call this method, display method, directly without any object. So run, this is the output. But when we try this same section here, so see here, comment this section and call this display function by using the class name d.display, run, this is an error. So this is not happening in the instance method. So it only works in a class method. So here by using the object, we require to call the normal function, means that instance function. And when any class method is executed by using the class name. So this class name is passed automatically as a first parameter. And the third type is that we copy paste one more time. And for example, this is the another method, static method. So this is the display, and again don't need to pass the x and y. So we print the x and y directly, and one more time is here. Again, no need to create an object of this class D. When we call the display function directly, run, this is the output, 10 and 20. So this is the difference in between the instance method, class method, and the static method. So go to the PPT. See, normal method, the current object if automatically passed as the additional first argument. Class method, the class of the current object is automatically passed as the first argument. Static method, no extra argument are automatically passed. So what you pass to the function is what you get. So static method, simple function with no self argument. Work on class attribute, not on an instance attribute. Can be called through the both class and the instance. The built-in function, static method is used to create them. Okay. Then class method, function that have the first argument as a class name. So if my first parameter is self, so it is considered as a class name. So it can be called through the both class and instance. And these are created with class method built-in functions or the inbuilt function. So similarity is that both of them can be called on the class itself rather than just the instance of the class. So both of them in a sense are a class method. Difference, class method will receive the class itself as the first argument, while the static method does not. So this is the difference in between the three methods. So next point is that the encapsulation and the abstraction. So encapsulation in a Python is the process of wrapping up the variable and method into single entity. So in programming, a class is an example that wrap all the variable and method defined inside it. So encapsulate means to hide, data hiding. So like C++, Java programming language, we hide the data by using the access specifier, public, private and protected. Then see here, abstraction. Again, abstraction means hiding the complexity and only showing the essential features of the object. So in a way, abstraction means hiding the real implementation and we as a user knowing only how to use it. So abstraction is implemented using the interface and the abstract class, while encapsulation is implemented using the private and protected access modifier. Abstraction is the abstract form of everything. So we use the abstraction in a programming language to make the abstract class. So abstract class is the last topic in this OOPS video. Okay. So first we see that the encapsulation, then we see that the inheritance, then polymorphism, then last topic is that the abstract. So see here, what is the public? So public access specifier means that we access in everything. By default, access specifier in a Python is that the public. Then private. Private means that access within a class. So if you want to convert any variable into private, then we need to use the double underscore. Double underscore prefix to the every variable. This variable is automatically converted to the private. And the protected is the third access specifier. So this member of a class are accessible from within the class and are also available to its the subclass. No other environment is permitted access to it, means that it access to this current environment. And if you want to convert any variable to the protected, then we need to add a single underscore as a prefix. So going to the Jupyter notebook. So see here, class, for example, test. So here we are using a one constructor with two parameter, name and age, and assign the self.name equal to name, self.age equal to age. We define the another function here, self. So print self.name, again print self.age. So when we create the object of this class t equal to test t.display, see here, again we need to pass the two parameters, for example abc, and the age is that 22. So when we create the object of this line, so constructor is called automatically and pass these two parameters here, name and age, and assign this value to this class variable and display this value in display function. So run, this is the output. So by default this variables is the public, means that access this variable in anywhere, means outside this class. Access this variable in outside this class because this is the public. So when we convert this name variable to the private, then use just double underscore prefix to this variable. Now this name is a private, means that we cannot access this variable outside this class, but here outside this class, here we just call the display function, not a name variable. So when we run, so see here, inside this display function, again we require double underscore. Now run, this is the output. But when we try to display this variable outside this class, print, so run, this is an error. So this object has the no attribute double underscore name. For example, here we assign a variable inside the class, not a self, but inside this class. For example, pin code equal to 411039, and for example t dot pin code run. Here pin code is showing, but when we use a double underscore as a prefix and t dot the double underscore pin code run, again this is an error. Object has the no attribute, means that this is the private variable. We cannot access this variable outside the class. But when we are using a single underscore, means that this is the protected. So access of this protected is that current class, subclass, and current environment, means that the current package. Okay, means this program is exist in a current directory. So it is working here. So single underscore run, this is the output. So this is the example of encapsulation. So going to the PPT. So let's see the difference in between the abstraction and encapsulation. So see, there is one scenario here. Suppose you are going to an ATM to withdraw the money. So you simply insert your the card and click the some buttons and you get the money. So you don't know what is happening internally on press of this button. Basically you are hiding the unnecessary information from user. So abstraction is a method to hide the internal functionality from the user. This is the abstraction. And what is the encapsulation? Suppose there is a tree. Now a tree can have its component like the roots, stem, branches, leaves, flowers, fruits. It has some functionality like the photosynthesis, but in a single unit we call it a tree. So in same way, encapsulation is a characteristics to bind the data member and functions in a single unit. So this is the difference in between abstraction and the encapsulation. So we are continue this discussion in next video. So students, test this code on your machine. So if you have any queries, then comment on the query in comment box. Likes and subscribe the channel. See you on next video. Bye bye.